Hey guys, in this video, me and Boomer, we found a magic mat out on Guntersville that gave us some good fish catching. We caught fish out of this same stretch all day long. I'm talking about from, this mat was only about 200 yards long, about 30, maybe 40 yards at its widest point. I don't even think it was that far. I would say about 30 yards wide at its widest point, and we caught fish all day long out of it. It was such a good time. So we'll see those fish catches. I want to go over some things first with you. So first things first, if you haven't already, please go down and hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. So if you'll please do that. I'm trying to build the channel. Right now, I think I'm at about 190. If I can get to 200, I'll be ecstatic. If you like this video, or if it teaches you something, please go down and hit the like button. Leave a comment too if you like something. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. So what I'm thinking for this video is I'm gonna put in some commentary for the fish catches, because I had some weird bites, and I want you're gonna see them, but I want you to know what you're seeing ahead of time. So I'm gonna break up the video by doing some individual fish catches, not really individual fish catches, but I'm gonna cut from the action for me to say, hey, this is what's happening. So you'll know to notice it in the video. But first, let's talk about my gear. Guys, as always, wrong rod. As always, and I just moved the camera. I was flipping a Arc Rods Tharp Series Guntersville Special. This is a rod that I totally believe in. I was using it before I was on Arc staff. I so believe in this rod. This is a great rod. This is a Daiwa Tatula Elite Pitch and Flip. Great rod. 60-pound braid. I want to say that's a 4/0. What is that? 4/0. And I'm done went down. VMC, 4/0 VMC. That's what that is. That's a 4/0 VMC. 1 ounce tungsten weight, Titan tungsten, and then, of course, as always, the Riot Fuzzy Beaver. And guys, I'm going to put down a link. Actually, links here. Ping. This is the link. Use it. Get 15% off at riot.com. But guys, I'm going to tell you, this is my favorite beaver style bait that I flip. This is my favorite color. This is where I'm going to go as my go-to whenever I'm flipping. I got a black and blue on the front, and it's a green pumpkin with some blue flake. I want to say it's blue and green flake in it. I love this color. This is the color that I flip 97% of the time. I'll throw in some different colors, but right here, if I'm flipping a beaver, this is the color I'm flipping. I'm just telling you, this is it, guys. I really do believe you should go to riot.com or Tackle Warehouse or wherever you get your baits and get a pack of Riot Fuzzy Beavers, especially in the money color, because that's the color this is. It's called money, and it is definitely money to me. So get you some of these. Use my bud code, and again, I'm gonna put it right here. Use it, get 15% off. These are awesome. There's a lot of awesome other colors, but I'm telling you, this is the one I believe in the most. There's gonna be a frogfish, the frog rod. This is the frog rod. It's an Invoker Pro. I want to say this is called a heavy cover special, grass special. It's an Arc Rods Invoker Pro. It's a 7.4 mag heavy rod, but it's got plenty of tip. It's fast action, but it's got plenty of tip. I can bomb frogs if I need to, and it's got the power to just rip fish out. You haven't seen it yet, but you will in an upcoming video. I'll rip a 10-pound bowfin out of a mat and manhandle him to the boat. This rod is awesome. You should check it out. This is the frog I was fishing with. The frog that I caught a fish on was a Spro. I want to say it's a Shad popping frog. Tatula, Daiwa Tatula rod, 60-pound braid. Those are the rods. So let's get to the first fish catch. The first fish catch is on that popping frog, like I said, and I'm gonna tell you, I cast out there, and what happens is, I've had this bite before in this area. So I cast over to the matted up stuff that's above it, and then I come off of it, and I work in some not topped out grass so far. And I'm telling you guys, I've caught some monsters doing this. And again, it pays off. In this area, I don't know why, it always catches fish doing what I just did. I had a lot of other fish that missed it, but this was a big fish. It's got a big old head on it, but a skinny body. The fish went, I want to say it was like almost 5 pounds. I'm not totally for sure, but it wasn't 5 because it was so skinny on the back end. But that's why that was that fish, and we're fixing to see it now. All right guys, this one was just a regular old bite. Flipped in there, fish hit it on the way down. Just a regular old bite. This next fish, what you're gonna see is, I'm gonna cast in there, I'm gonna work the bait and never get bit. And as I'm pulling the bait out, I have a fish biting. And what I do is, I hit the button, give it some line, let it eat the bait, and then I set the hook. Now why I did this is because you didn't see it, but I've already missed 2 fish doing the same thing. Like, it bites as I'm coming out and I yank and I never get them. So on this one, I gave it some line, let it get the bait so I can set the hook on. So let's watch that video and I'll be back to you shortly. All right guys, on this bite, I flip in there, I work the bait a little bit, and the fish hits it on the bottom. So So that's one of the ways a lot of times they'll hit. But fish hits it on the bottom. All right guys, on this bite, I go in, I flip in, I'm waiting for the bait to hit the bottom. So I made a huge mistake. I try to tell everybody to always pay attention. The water we're flipping in is about 4 to 5 foot deep. It's not super deep. But I sit in and I'm flipping it and I'm waiting for my weight to hit the bottom until I realize that the fish is on it. And by the time I realized if Boomer wasn't there, you would actually see the fish come up. When I set the hook, he comes up out of the grass in front of Boomer. So that's a 10, I think it was about 10 foot away by the time I set the hook on it. That's how you lose big fish. This fish was 3-ish pounds, but it was one of the better fish of the day, and I could have lost it by not paying attention to knowing that my weight should only go, or I should only drop about 5 foot. But I'm sitting there watching it, waiting for it to drop, and he's just taking it off to the side. So that's what happened on this bite. All right guys, this one was just a regular old bite. Flipped in there, fish hit it on the way down. All right guys, on this fish catch, I flip in there and the bass immediately swirls on it. You see the swirl, so pay attention to that. What I do is I give him a second to eat the bait, to make sure he's had it. Like I said before, I had some funky bites all day long. This mat was so alive that, you know, bluegill jumping on here, shad moving it, bass blowing up. I gave it a second to make sure I had the fish because I missed some already today. So here you go, let's watch it. Alright guys, you've seen the video. The reason I wanted to point this stuff out, and you don't really hear it, but when me and Boomer are fishing together, or I'm fishing with somebody else and I'm flipping, I'm relaying the message. And Boomer's relaying the message with me, how the fish is biting. Is the fish biting on the way down? Is it biting on the way up? Did it bite it at the mat? Did it bite it on the bottom? Those are things you want to talk about so you know where the bite's coming and how the bite's coming. So you just kind of make a mental note. Some days you flip in there and they bite it on the way down. Some days you flip in there, they bite it on the bottom. Some days it's on the top. Some days it's you're yo-yoing it and they bite it. It's weird every day. You kind of, every week you go out, it's a different, they're biting it a different way. In a lot of my videos, you'll see me pitching in there. Some days I'm working it. Some days I'm yo-yoing it up and down. Some days I flip in there. And if they didn't bite it at the bottom, I reel up and make another flip. Some days I flip in there. I literally flip in and let it hit the bottom. Then when I pull it up to the top of the mat, I let it sit there for just a second. That's just how the bite is. So they're weird. But this mat was magical, guys. I should have said this before, but there was bait everywhere. Shad going in and out, and I'm talking little shad, I'm talking big gizzards. They were moving in and out of that mat. Bluegill everywhere, big bluegill, baby bluegill. The mat was just full of bait, and I think that's what made it so great, so magical. It was just a super magical mat. The bass were blowing up. We had multiple blow-ups on a frog that the fish either A, missed the frog, or B, when we felt the fish and set back on it, they didn't have the frog in. So you only saw one frog bite. The rest of them were flipping. We went, I didn't show them in this video because I wanted to just show this one magic mat. We went to other places and caught a fish here or there. We might have caught one or two fish per mat that we fished, or 100-yard stretch. That's one of the reasons this mat was so magical. And if you ever find a mat like this, stay on it. We actually shared it with another boat. You never saw them in the video, but they saw us catch a fish. They rolled up to it. They kind of fished on the opposite side of us a lot. So we were just kind of rounding the mat until I realized that I wanted to stay on the river side of the mat where most of the bites were coming. But yeah, we shared the mat. They were catching a couple fish. They didn't catch many, but they caught a couple fish. They were not fishing the mat like me and Boomer. And I see this a lot. People see me catch a fish on the mat. I won't say a lot. I've had it happen more this year than normal. People see me flip in, catching fish on the mat, and then they've come up in front of me, or they've jumped me or something, and then they're fishing it totally different. They're working a worm on the outside edge or something, and they just don't understand what I'm doing. I don't gripe about it. It happens. It's Guntersville. It happens all the time. I'm very nice about it. I smile at you. If you were to ask me how I was working, I will flat tell you what I was catching on, and you might just get a pack of fuzzy beavers and a weight, just to say, hey, try this out. So I'm not saying do it. It's not a cool thing, but it happens. Don't get bit out of shape, because all you're doing is ruining your day. That is one thing that I've learned. Somebody jumps me or cuts me off, I don't get mad, because this is my day. I'm out there catching fish and it's my day. I'm not going to ruin my day by getting mad. And quite honestly, I know this might sound conceited or, you know, boastful, or however you want to say it. I believe I'm one of the best flippers when I put in out there. If I'm on a grass bite, I don't care who you are, Greg Hackney, Ishman Rowe, whoever, I'll go behind you and catch fish because I know I can do it. I have that much confidence in myself when I'm flipping. So you roll up on me, I'm just gonna make you look bad. I've caught fish off of people's boat motors this year after they've already fished an area. So I just know I can catch fish that well flipping. So long story short with that little montage is, if somebody cuts you off, don't ruin your own day. Stay happy, stay good. You're out there fishing. Yeah, it's not a cool thing to do, but hey, stay fishing, stay positive, and you'll catch fish. So that's my little triad for the day, or however you want to say it. Just stay positive when you're out there on the water. It will help you catch more fish because you're not thinking about the bad things that are happening. You're thinking about the good things that are happening. I'm catching fish. So now that I'm done with that little thing, guys, again, I'll put links down below of the baits, rods, reels, all that good stuff. Use my code WildmanBud at Riot Baits at riotbaits.com and get a 15% discount. I'm telling you guys, again, get you some of these, put it on a 4/0 hook with an ounce sinker in front of it, go flipping in a mat, and I promise you'll catch fish. And with all that said, guys, stay safe, tight lines, and we'll see you on the water.